worthy by design. Hello there. It is such a delight that you joined us on today's edition of Worthy by Design, brought to you by Advanced Cable Network Nigeria, ACNNTV. On this show, we focus on the journey from girlhood to womanhood and everything in between. I'm Iberi Chims. Welcome. Now, the subject of marriage has always generated different feelings and reactions among singles, ranging from excitement to fear and even desperation. Now, this is mostly as a result of the pressure from different quarters, hence the need for this conversation on premarital pressure. To help people wade through that season of their lives, I have two great personalities, the Venerable and Architect Mrs. Arinze Anene. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. They are marriage counselors, and you know what to expect from marriage counselors now. I hope you have your book. I have mine, and your pen. So it is a great honor to have them on the show. I'm sure you will learn a lot from them. Sir and Ma, marriage counseling. Why? Is it Daddy?
Okay. Yes. Thank you so much for having us here.
Yes, sir.
We got married barely 18 years ago, and as we also went into the ministry, 6 years after that, that is in 2012, we began to receive a burden from God for two burdens actually, for the youths and then for the home. So in 2012, we started what we call Honeymoon Reloaded program for the couples, and then, of course, the singles mingle youth outreach for the youths. So that makes it 10 years. We've been doing that for 10 years, and God has used that platform to bring healing to marriages that are ailing. And God has also used that to restore joy and hope and unity among the married.
Right,
Thank you.
So, Mommy, has it always been rosy? That is why you're able to counsel other people?
Okay, thank you very much. Looking at the challenges people go through, we saw need to get into helping the singles and also the married to be able to, cope with the future. Yes. Yeah.
So it's because it was rosy for you, you decided to help other people?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's take it up from this subject of premarital pressure. I have seen and heard about a lot of people who, they barely sleep at home because mommy will say, when are you getting married? Why are you not considering this person? Why are you not? And, they see this every day. And some people even decide to move out of the house, right? Because of the pressures they face. Now, that is the focus of our conversation today. So, for that person who is facing this pressure, what will you say to them that would be the deciding factor for when they decide that, it's time to get married? Should that pressure decide that, or what should decide that for them?
Okay, thank you very much. When we're thinking about premarital pressure, we are actually looking at those challenges and difficulties that the unmarried face. From families, from society, from friends, and then even from within themselves. Getting married or making choice of whom to marry should not be as a result of this pressure. Before anyone ventures into marriage, whether a young man or a young lady, there are certain levels of preparations the person is supposed to go through before making such decision, which I believe we'll have time to talk about in this show today. Before a person ventures into marriage, the person should first of all have a life, because it is very necessary for one to have a life first before getting a life partner.
When you say have a life,
Yes.
we're breathing. What else do we need?
It is not just breathing. Having a life entails the following. The person should find out what is my purpose here. There is issue of purpose discovery. What am I here to do? And that is a whole lot. It's a whole lot. Because discovering one's purpose actually will help with how the person to make choices of whom to marry, because choice is actually as a function of understanding of purpose.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Choice and purpose is what will lead you to choice. If for instance, somebody needs a vehicle to maybe help in his business, and maybe somebody is doing a foam business of, mattresses, or into business of paints, and needs a vehicle that will help him to move the business forward. The person does not need a sedan, does not need for instance, a Toyota Camry or something. Needs a vehicle that has capacity, that can carry and the goods that he wants. So going to the car shop, because of the purpose for which he needs that vehicle for, to help him to make choice. Go to the car shop, you overlook every other vehicle that would not help you to achieve the purpose. Just go straight to what you need. So that is why I said the person should first forget a life. Discover, find out what am I here to do, and then where am I going, and then who will now go with me. That is the choice of marriage. Thank you.
Okay, so mommy, Daddy has talked about finding a life, that's having a purpose to pursue before you find a life partner. Now, somebody will say, or we usually hear, age is not my side, so I need to get married. For the women, they'll say, if you're getting to, a certain age, time is ticking. The eggs might no longer be viable and all of that. Should this be a valid consideration for getting into or making your choice of a marriage partner?
All right, thank you very much. I think just like what he had just said, for the person that wants to get into, that is already having this pressure, she should also get to know, am I matured enough to get into marriage? The person could be 28, 30, whatever, but she may not have gotten the emotional maturity, the psychological maturity, the ability to handle a home and cope with challenges that will come by. So I think one of the factors that has to be considered should be that of psychological, emotional maturity, so that she will be able to cope with the pressure that she'll be meeting in the marriage.
I want to add something to that.
Please.
In addition to what she has said, you see, some people are not just unmarried. talking about the ladies now, some ladies are not just married, some ladies are unmarriable.
Daddy, please explain.
Yes, I know you will ask me for that. Some persons are not marriable. They can't get married because they are not ready for marriage.
By ready, you mean?
Not by age.
Okay.
A lady can be 35 years, and yet her thinking capacity and ability to grapple with issues might just be that of 15 years old. So that a lady is up to the age physiologically and biologically to carry pregnancy to term does not mean that she's ready for marriage. Some don't have emotional stability. They don't have the wherewithal to, the capacity to be able to manage a home. She dresses well, she looks good, but I hope you're aware that what you use to train your children, what women use to train children is not beauty. It's nothing external. It is the inner man, the ability the person has that has evolved within the person over time to be able to train and nurture children and also take care of the husband. You see, one major difference between the man and the woman is that the woman has a womb, and because of the womb, the woman have developed breasts that eventually she uses to nurture. So the woman has been given the ability to nurture the young ones. That is physically now. But there are some persons that don't have that ability to nurture younger ones. And I call them babies, raising babies. Babies, raising babies. They are not matured. For instance, a woman might be 45 years or 50 years, but her main concern is just the externals. Attending this party, attending that party, everything external. She does not have the ability to train a child. So when you have such a woman, she might be up to 30 or 40 or 20 something years, but she's not marryable. And if she goes ahead to marry, the man that may marry her, but will eventually marry her, it will be very disastrous for the man. So when I said a woman may not be marryable, means she doesn't have the capacity to be a mother or a wife.
Somebody out there is listening and she's wondering, how do I know that I am prepared to go ahead? You know, sometimes in our estimation, we are very good. Yeah. We are perfect. I can do everything I think I can do, even when I cannot do it. How can she find within herself, or how can she even know that she's not ready? You need to put a little more work to be ready to, get into marriage. Mommy.
Okay, for the lady to be able to know that right now I am ready for marriage, that awareness comes when she has gained, we have just talked about the emotional stability, and then just like what he just said, being futuristic, she has so much developed capacity that yes, I have acquired all it takes. I can take care of a home. I've gotten the trainings I need.
She can provide help for the man.
She can provide help for the man. You know, as a helper, God has made her to become. She can offer help. She can be able to train and nurture our children eventually. And
she can manage a home.
Manage a home, yes.
You know, sometimes they say some people are living in a fool's paradise. They just feel, I know this, I can do this, I can do that. And she really can't. Or he really can't. Because we're talking of the men and the women here. He really can't take care of a family. He really can't be a husband. Or she really can't be a wife. How can we get such people to, know that You are not ready, or you have not gotten what it takes to move to this level. It's not because you have money in your pocket or you have a good job. Let's move past that. How can we get that awareness to the minds of these people who think they are ready? Daddy, I don't know if you get where I'm coming from.
Thank you. This show is one of such avenue for them to be able to gain the knowledge that they don't have. Furthermore, if you read the Bible, there are several model marriages in the Bible. The marriages between Isaac and Rebekah is one. Abraham and Sarah is also another. Even Joseph and Mary is another model marriage. I tell people when you want to get married, before getting married, read the Bible, study the model marriages, then get books, good books that have been written on marriage and relationship, and study. Because engineers, they study for them to become engineers. Medical doctors, they study before they become doctors, and so on and so forth. But most time we find out that when people want to get married, they know nothing about marriage. I have sat on the counseling table with intending couples that have no knowledge of marriage. A lady was with me, 31 years of age, and then I asked her, how many books on marriage have you read? And she said, not one. And I told her, then how do you handle the challenges that might come up? The world, the world of today is different from the world that our mothers and our fathers lived in, or they grew up 30 years or 40 years ago. What they grappled with in those days, are not what the young people are grappling with now. If you like, there are digital problems. We have digital problems now, and if you like also, you can say that in those days they have analog problems. So we need knowledge. The world we live in today is knowledge-based, information-based, and you need those knowledge and information, and arming yourself with such to be able to know what to expect in a relationship that will eventually lead to marriage.
Okay, so let me still hold you up on that subject. Now, you talked about reading books, right? Now, people read some of these relationship books and all of that, gain knowledge. We find that some of the people who write these books, after some time, their marriage goes, the other way. Now, what's the impact of this on the reader? Somebody who has read the book and she finds out that, or he finds out that the person who even wrote this book, couldn't hold on to the principles they professed in this book. How can people get, such knowledge and separate it from the experience of the writer?
You see, thank you so much. You need to understand that every marriage book or relationship books should have its foundation from the Word of God. And the Word of God is above everybody. It's above the experience of everybody. The Word of God is above the writer, is above the preacher. If you look at the Bible, there are some persons that started well and they didn't end well. Solomon, for once, wrote a lot of wisdoms in the Proverbs, Songs of Solomon, and Ecclesiastics. And towards the end of his life, he seemed not to have ended well. But that does not invalidate what he wrote. Okay. So for the fact that somebody wrote a book on marriage, which it has been verified that is Bible-based, and after some time the person begins to do some other things, does not invalidate what the person has that's written on marriage, so long as it stems from the Word of God. Yeah.
So what you need, just get the knowledge. The knowledge you can acquire from the book and move on. Yes.
So the experience of the person afterwards is not important.
Yes.
It shouldn't it does not invalidate or void what the person has written.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The conversation is getting very intense. Let's just take some water and cool our bodies. We've got a very short break. When we return, there's plenty more. Do well not to miss anything.
Tithe is mentioned in the Bible several times. Melchizedek was paid title by Abraham. There are legislations on what we should do concerning the tithes. There is a description of what the money of the tithe is meant for. And the most fearful thing is, Malachi chapter 3 verse 8 is clear. I am entitled to your tithe. You are robbing me by not paying your tithe. When you farm, when you work, there's a percentage that comes to me. God gives you 10 mangoes and he says, give me one. You are arguing. If he takes our life, do we have anything at all?
No, sir.
Empty we came, empty we are going. The air we breathe. Organizer will pump quantity of air into your tire and collect 200 naira. You are breathing. Your heart is beating since you were in wonder's womb and it has not stopped one day. And God is preserving you. He's giving you everything and you are arguing with him. It is because of wickedness and rebellion that people are discussing this matter in a contentious manner. In any organized system, you need the payment of taxes to run the government.
Yes, sir.
If you don't pay your tax in America, even as a president of a country, you are in trouble. You could go to jail. In Nigeria, you are going to pay as you earn. You are going to pay VAT because you have to pay. You are part of a community. System must run. The church must run. Bills have to be paid. Ministers have to be paid. The development has to take place. Where will the money come from? Once you are a member of that body, you are obligated to pay your tithe. Tithe is biblical. Tithe is a command. And when God says obedience is better than sacrifice, don't argue over the matters of God's direct injunction. It is that argument that brought us here. Hear me, Christians. Muhammad will give an instruction, no Muslim will ever challenge him. The Quran will say something, nobody will ever challenge the Quran. I'm a professor of theology, professor of biblical studies. I teach Hebrew, I teach Greek over these past almost 40 years. I know the origin of the Quran. Very, very, very inferior to Christianity. But the Quran, if you touch a verse of the Quran, they will kill you. You insult their prophet Muhammad, they will kill you. But here, you turn the Bible upside down. You say homosexuals are allowed. They are rewriting the Bible. We are a bunch of indisciplined people. We don't fear God.
Welcome back. We have been talking with the Venerable and Architect Mrs. Arinze Anene. They are marriage counselors and we're talking about premarital pressures. If you've missed any part of this conversation, do well to listen to it and follow us to this second part. Now, Daddy. Okay, Daddy ended. Let me start with Mommy so Daddy can take a breath, right? Mm-hmm. How do we handle, let me start from the pressures from within. Because pressure is not just from outside, it's from within. A lady or a guy gets to a particular age and feels like it's time. It's time, everything is ticking for you. How do we handle those pressures from within?
Wow, okay. A lady comes to a particular age of her life and like, I need to, like one that told me some time ago that she's hitting frustration. She wants to just anything, any man that comes my way, I just want to marry. I think when it gets to that stage, what this lady needs to do or the guy needs to do is to, first of all, what do you want? Get to know what you want for life.
Have a vision.
You have a vision.
Pursue your vision.
Pursue the vision. Go ahead and gather capacity, build capacity. Go ahead and build yourself. Understand that everything doesn't end in marriage. The marriage is not an end. You know, just go ahead and keep building yourself, keep acquiring capacity for yourself.
Adding value.
Add value to your life, to yourself. Pursue the vision you have and all of that. Eventually in life, what he or she is looking for will come. And when it comes, you discover that you stand to enjoy every bit of it. When it looks like there is a delay, sometimes it could be that there are some one or two things I need to learn more, I need to know, and which will, if you're able to acquire those knowledge, by the time you eventually get into marriage, you stand to enjoy so many things. It becomes exciting at that moment. Yes.
Okay. So, Daji, I'll pick up from where Mommy left off. Now, the fact that there's a delay, and she said there are some things maybe you need to work on in the person's life, or needs to be worked on in the person's life. Now, there's this other person who got married early, right? So the question is, that means that other person didn't have anything to work on. Is this person that has been delayed that has something to work on? Is it that there's because a lot of times when we hear about people, having delay in getting married, it's like there's something wrong with the person that is being delayed. And the person who got married, there's everything right with the person. How can a lady or a guy thinking that way wade through that kind of, it's like a battle of the mind. How can they wade through it?
Okay, thank you very much. I want to say what some persons might find difficult to accept, but that is the truth. Mommy mentioned that in a person. I want to say that marriage is not an end to itself. Marriage is a means to an end. Marriage is a tool for purpose fulfillment. It is not, man was created complete. Some person said, when we see a man that is not married, say you're not complete. No. By creation, the man is complete, the woman is complete. But the part of incompleteness is in the part of assignment. If you look at the Bible, Genesis chapter 2, verse 15, the Bible said that God put the man that he has made in the garden to tend it and to water it, or to walk it. And then in verse 15, God says it is not good for the man to be alone. Now, if you juxtapose verse 15 and verse 18, when the Bible says it is not good for the man to be alone, it means it is not good for the man to be alone
doing the
assignment. Not that the man is incomplete as a man. Somebody can, we live in Africa. Most times our African perspective and mentality is what has been dealing with us. Nothing is wrong with a man that says he doesn't want to marry. And nothing is wrong with a woman that says she doesn't want to marry. There are people that are celibates, or people that don't just like the marriage institution. But we live in a society where somebody is not married as a man till he's 45, 50. People are making jest of him. They are making caricature of him and insulting him and all that. But nothing is wrong with that man. That a man can decide to live his life and die without being married. That he has not violated any law. That is decision. Now, there are some persons that have delay. We call it delay. From one side, I will speak as a pastor that handles spiritual things. There are delays that can be caused that has some spiritual roots. Demons, evil spirits can delay. You may not prove that empirically, but it's a reality because the world is deep, and this world is primarily spiritual. But there are some persons, their delay is not as a result of what they did or what they didn't do. It is just that either that the right eyes have not seen him, or he has not seen the right person to marry, or there are certain things he's supposed to do which he has not done. Now, for the people that get married at earlier age, 20-something years of age and all that, it doesn't mean that there was something they did right for them to get married at that stage. The Bible says that time and chance happens to all. Where a person is, the location where a person is matters a lot. A lady can be in a place where she is boxed up, she's not exposed to men, let me put it that way. She might be working in a place where she doesn't have time for herself. Just imagine a lady works from Monday to Saturday, goes to work from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., does not attend wedding, does not attend church, does not attend social functions, where would the man see her to marry her? Where would the man see her to marry her? So when a lady lives her life that way for 5 years consecutively, 10 years consecutively, you might discover that
time would have rolled by.
Time would have rolled by, and the person might now say, demons are after me, and all that. But I also want to refer you to somewhere in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 24, talking about Rebecca, when Abraham sent someone, one of his servants, to go look for a wife. Look at how Rebecca was described in Genesis 24, verse 16. He said, that woman was very beautiful, a virgin. No man has slept with her. She went down to the spring, filled her jar, and came up again. Now, Rebecca manifesting here was just after Eliezer had prayed in verse 14 and verse 15, which I wouldn't go ahead to read. But Eliezer, when Abraham sent him to go and get a wife for Isaac, he prayed a prayer. He said, oh Lord, as I'm going now, let it be that a woman that I will see, and I will tell her to give me a drink, and also to give a drink to the camels with me. Let it be that woman that will agree to do all of those. And the Bible says, as soon as he finished praying, Rebecca manifested. Now, that is being at the right place at the right time. What if Rebecca had been at home? Rebecca was doing a normal house chores, going to the stream to fetch water. She was beautiful. She was a virgin. She had good character. That didn't make her to say, okay, because I'm beautiful, I won't do chores for my family and all that. Just imagine if she was the kind of person that when they send her to go and send her for on errands and all that, she will refuse. And she was humble enough to carry the jar. Carry the jar. You know what it means for a beautiful woman in our days? To carry a bucket of water, something like that, on her head. It takes a humble person to be able to do that. And that prophetic timing, timing, that was a synchronization. And that was the time she manifested and did exactly what Eliezer prayed. Gave water to Eliezer, watered the camels, and if you continue to read, she even said, when Eliezer asked her, is there room in your house where we can lodge? She said, yes, there is room in my house. We even have provender. Provender is what the animals eat. So she manifested herself as a woman that was well-rounded, not just beautiful, not just attractive, but she had good character. That's the reason why every young lady out there must have good character. Because you don't know the eyes that might see you. You don't know the eyes that might see you. I have instances where people have missed the men that were supposed to marry them because of bad character and all that. So when you put all of these things together, it will now show you how important it is for the lady to have good character, and then for the man too, because this must be talking about the woman.
That's very important.
Yes, yes. You know, some men are not married because they don't have the capacity to groom the woman. On the wedding day, they call them groom. They call them groom. The word groom means to nurture, means to help to grow. Okay. Yes. A bridegroom is the person, the man, that will help the woman, the wife, the bride, to develop emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and character-wise, and all that. So when a man does not have the capacity to do that, and he's praying, oh God, I want to marry. If you are God that answers prayer, will you answer that prayer? Because he will go out to mess up the life of that lady.
Okay, so there's still so much to be talked about, but let's see how we can do that within the shortest possible time.
Okay.
Now, apart from the pressures from self to get married, I think the toughest one to handle is that from family. Mommy, can ladies not just ladies, the men handle pressures. Like men now, their mothers will go and get a wife. Like, if you don't want to marry, I have gotten you a wife. She's in my house. Oh yeah, come and carry her. I've paid right price already. All you have to do. So how can they handle this kind of pressures from the family?
Okay, if she's able to take care of the pressure coming from within, pressure around her friends, she will still be able to take care of that of the family, because he's grown, she's grown. As people are, okay, the family is expecting that at this time this person should get married and no marriage has happened. She should be able to, because it's not, I mean, for the lady now, she's not the one that will run into a man's house. I say, because of the whole of this pressure around me, I'm tired of this home, I want to get away. Still be in your house, but go ahead and build capacity. Go ahead and build yourself. Have a very good interpersonal relationship with your parents or with your relatives. Be able to relate well with them.
For a mother who is not listening, whatever you're saying, she's not hearing. She's telling you, hey, what of that man that even came the other day? Can't you even consider him?
Can I come in?
Okay.
Can I come in? You see, I have observed that most times, yes, we'll still talk to parents here. We'll talk to them, but most times the lady, any lady that the mother mount pressure on to marry, is a liability. Yeah. It's when the lady is lazy. It's not doing anything. If a lady is maybe gainfully employed, maybe doing a business,
helping the home,
bringing money home, genuinely, when will you see her to mount pressure on her?
That is some others will call you in the morning, call you at night.
Wait. You go out in the morning and then you come back in the evening. If the lady stays alone, provides whatever, and then is busy. When you are busy, okay, let me put it this way: when the lady is busy, the pressure from the family will be less, because when they see you all the time, they will have time to talk to you. You know, it's when a lady goes to the mother, Mommy, I need money to make my hair. I need money to buy clothes. I need money for this. That is when the woman will begin to say, go and get married. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yes. Yes.
Okay, also, let me also add this, that, yes, the mother that is mounting pressure meant good most of the time. Because for her, I need you to get married.
She needs grandchildren.
Yes, she wants grandchildren.
That's selfish.
She wants grandchildren. I think for the lady or for the guy, should also, once in a while, talk with your parents. Like, Mommy, just cool down. As in, have this, your personal development plan that you could relate to your parents. Okay, this is what is going on. I have this person in my life right now. I'm trusting God for this. And all of, let your parents or let your family be able to know that you are not having one demonic spirit. But sometimes they could think that something is actually wrong with you. Yes, you're bringing money, fine, but you're not behaving like you understand that at this age of your life that you should get married. So get this your parents to know that it's not like I don't have interest, that these are my plans. Okay, this person is, I'm talking with this person, I'm trusting God that before December or by March next year, relate your plans to them. And then prayerfully go around it.
Okay, so you shouldn't leave your parents in the dark when you're going through, when you both, the family and you are going through this phase. They should be in on your plans. Just so that, you know, like some cold water, so that they know what is going on. Okay.
The problem comes when the parents are maybe talking to you and say, "Mommy, just leave me. That's not my problem now. I don't want to talk about it now." The more you respond like that, you heighten their fears. So that is where what she said comes to play.
So you should engage with them constantly.
Yes.
Let them know all is well. It's not like I'm not thinking of what you're thinking.
Some of these people, when you know you have a good parent that really meant good for you, you should be able to let them know. So that some mothers are very good prayer person. She could help you out in prayers and then help to counsel it with you. Like this,
and
encourage you, yes. So that you don't carry the burden alone and the pressure is so much on you, because sometimes those people at this particular age seem to like start getting withdrawn from family members. Because
okay, so mommy, sorry, I'm going to cut you. I want you to put this your thoughts into an advice for the lady, and then Daddy will give us his last words for the men, so we can just wrap all of this together.
all right.
How about that for the parents?
Oh yes, very important. Yes, daddies and mommies, people need to hear something too. Yes. So you just put everything together for the parents.
Okay.
So mommy, please just wrap up.
Okay. For the parents, I like to say that stop mounting pressures on your son or your daughter. Yes, we know that sometimes these parents, you meant very good, but just give them space. Allow them to just understand that this your daughter, this your son has vision, has plans, has a purpose for his or her life, and prayerfully help along. Let it not be like there is a pressure. Then for the lady, go ahead and within this time of pressure, I mean, get your personal development plan. Get to build yourself, acquire more knowledge, acquire more, build character.
Add value.
Add value to yourself. Learn the things you need to learn. Be teachable. Get to know that your parents has passed through it before now. They can be of help. Yes.
Thank you. So.
Okay. Number one, I want to say to the parents, I know you mean well for your children, but give them time. Give them time. Pray for them. Pray with them. And for the lady there, don't allow pressure to lead you into doing what you will regret in the future. Don't go into immorality because you are looking for a husband. Shun immorality. Embrace purity. Seek God. Serve God with the whole of your heart. And as mommy have said, add value to yourself. And then don't allow yourself to be canopied. What does that mean? Yes. There are some ladies, they are not married, and then maybe they are closely related to a particular man. They are not talking marriage, but we find them together almost everywhere. Mostly in the church. They may not be doing boyfriend-girlfriend thing, but both of them, they come to church together, they live together and all that, and they give an impression that something is going on between two of them, while nothing is going on actually. I call it being canopied. The lady have just allowed herself to be canopied by the man, whereas the man is not even willing to go into any relationship. So don't shun and avoid any of such things so that you don't cause problem for yourself. And then look up to God and ensure that, of course, God will give you the right person at the right time so that you won't wed on Saturday and seek for divorce on Wednesday.
So that you won't wed on Saturday and seek a divorce on Wednesday. Don't let the pressures from family, friends, and society dictate to you when you should get married. Go into it when you are prepared. Take your time. Pray and make your decision. And in all of it, do not lose your self-worth. You know why? You are worthy by design. Thank you to our wonderful guest, the Venerable and Architect Mrs. Arinze ACNNN. We appreciate you, sir. We appreciate you, ma. Thank you for spending your time with us. So, viewers, do join us again next week, same time, same station, for another thought-provoking edition of the show. Remember, you are worthy by design. I'm Ibera James. See you next time.